When I was nominated by the President and confirmed by the Senate, we obviously found ourselves in the throes of the most difficult, challenging economic times this country has seen since the Great Depression. And the first thing that Congress and the President did was to establish the Recovery and Reinvestment Act. And there's been a lot of conversation about that. And I think I need to take just a minute of your time to explain why I think that was a significant step in the right direction. There were three main purposes for that bill. Three main reasons for the investment, substantial investment that bill will make. First was we wanted to allow people to transition. We wanted to give them a little extra cushion as they transition from bad times to better times. And that's why we saw unemployment compensation extended, tax relief to American families, and why we saw additional support for states so that they didn't have to reduce Medicaid rolls, and as it relates to USDA, an extension and an increase in the amount of supplemental nutrition assistance benefits and emergency food assistance. The SNAP payments will average about, for a family of four, about $80 more a month for them to be able to go to the grocery store and more adequately provide for their families. And it isn't just about providing assistance. It is probably the most specific and direct stimulus you can have in terms of immediacy. 97% of those food assistance payments are spent in the first 30 days of receipt. And every dollar that is spent, another $1.84 in economic activity is generated. So it is indeed a transition and a help and assistance, but it is also direct stimulus. The second part of the stimulus bill was to do the work that Americans wanted done, to focus on rebuilding the infrastructure of this country. And a lot of this money is now being invested in rural communities across the country. Let me give you some Michigan examples. In addition to the $100 million that has already been invested in the SNAP program, we put another $75 million in building infrastructure just in rural communities. This is wastewater treatment facilities, it's water quality. I spoke today earlier to the conservation folks about the resources that are going into floodplain easements and the like, all designed to rebuild the infrastructure of this country to make it stronger and better. And the third purpose of the Recovery and Reinvestment Act was to build a foundation for a 21st century economy. The Senator alluded to this earlier, the fact that we have an energy policy that's being discussed now as part of environmental initiatives, and an energy policy that was an integral part of the Farm Bill, creates a real chance for rural America to reverse the declines we've seen over time in terms of population, reverse the declines in income and the consolidation of farming, and provide these young people who are here behind me and in front of me a real opportunity to live, work, and raise their families in rural communities. The Recovery and Reinvestment Act basically provided a substantial amount of money in all of these areas, and we will continue. We just announced the broadband initiative designed to make sure that we have access to this new technology in all parts of America. Talked to Senator Stabenow about this job. She was quick to remind me of the diversity that Michigan represents in terms of agriculture, suggesting that it was second in diversity, as she said today, which means that you grow a lot of fruits and vegetables in addition to the traditional crops. And so we're in the process now of taking a look at how we might be able to help out apples and grapes and cranberries and blueberries, ways in which we can use the resources that are available to USDA to provide some assistance in the form of commodity purchases to at least try to stabilize markets. We appreciate this is a tough time.